Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? It's Captain America.
I thought you were gonna say Cam.
I thought so too. I thought that was my intro there. Wow, Michael, thanks.
Man.
Well, we can't gas you up too much, Cam, you know?
You know, it's just true. This is true. You got to keep me humble around these parts. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right about that.
We've moved positions since you've last seen us. It's all good.
It happens.
Welcome to another episode of Getting Real. We're talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Very spoiler heavy. We all know that Sam Wilson is now Captain America. So let's just start off talking about Sam's journey in this show. One of the best origin stories, like we already know he was Falcon, but this is his origin story as Captain America. And I would say it's better than Steve Rogers' origin story movie. And I know that's big, but I'm saying it.
It's a bold take, buddy.
In some ways, Bucky is a better character in this show than he was in the first Avenger. And with Captain America, you're always built up by the side actors, the side characters. And you got Bucky, you got Zemo. And I think Sam Wilson has better people to bounce his beliefs off of and like juxtapose it. He's got better antagonists, I guess is what I'm saying. Whereas in the first Avenger, you had the Red Skull, and you know, he's just a Nazi, and we already know what Nazis are.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Steve really was this pedestal of a man, of a super soldier, but like he was a great man. And Sam, while a great man, also is dealing with some stuff too. He's not perfect. He's still dealing with family, and you feel the weight when he takes it on, because you know he's struggled with it too. Like he didn't want to do it. He understands the idea of being a Black Captain America. It has like its pros and its cons, and he has to deal with that. And so I think, yeah, you're right. By the time we get there, you're like, this dude's been through some stuff and he's earned it. Where Steve Rogers, yes, earned it because he was a good man, but it was just kind of given to him. Like, here you go. You're a scrawny dude. Here you go.
Yeah, Sam's story is, there's a lot more to it than Steve's. The struggles he has to go through, all the adversity he went through in the series was great, and it built it up all for a great ending and a great speech at the end. I've replayed that speech many times. I have memorized it word for word now. I will let JD hear it when I see him. Not right now.
Are you going to see me later? He has more time. Like he has 6 hours spread apart where he gets to interact with other people. Where Captain America, like a movie, is like, all right, we started. Got to have some battles. It's like, this really does have that time to breathe. And yeah, so it's not like a slide on like OG Captain America. It's just, this works because you have time to get to know Sam. You know, like we don't know what Steve Rogers did in his free time. And I think we'd all agree that we'd be on Team Cap given the choice.
No.
Wow.
Okay, talk about
what are you even doing here? What are you even doing here?
I am here to cause chaos.
You are Zemo. You are Zemo.
Man.
You're our Zemo.
You are Zemo. Oh gosh.
That is rude, guys. Red Man Bucky. Talk about some adversity. You know, he goes from working for the enemy to basically working for the States again. All the flashbacks he still has from his Winter Soldier days, I think, added a lot to the series. And just seeing how far he had come from not speaking to his therapist about these things, and, you know, breaking out a wanted fugitive, and, you know, bringing the people of Wakanda back to the States. You know, it was just a wild time. You know, Bucky, you sit here and think he's got 2 or 3 love interests going on, you know, find out he's a pretty cool guy, you know, find out his arm falls off. It's wild, man. It's wild.
He's got the emotional range for it too. And I think he is the more emotional character in this series, where as Sam Wilson's like, he's got to be Captain America and he's got to show that to everybody. Yeah. Whereas Bucky's like, I got to get emo.
And this isn't because we spent so much time with Sam. I think we just spent so much time on other things too, that like we didn't get, I wanted more from Bucky. I wanted more of like that moment of him kind of telling that guy, hey man, I, spoiler alert, killed your son. You know, I wanted to see that a little bit more. And sometimes I felt like he was more there to either he was used more sometimes like, hey, let's get Zemo out, or hey, you need to be Captain America. Like he was used as like a stepping stone, as like for that kind of catalyst to push Sam. And sometimes I wanted to see a little bit more, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for Captain America 4 that he'll be kind of still there dealing with that, you know?
Yeah.
Or I guess he's all better. I don't know. The end of the series, it's like, is he better? I'm not sure. He's a cool uncle now.
I think he's stepfather, but we'll continue on from that.
How does the greatest villain of any Marvel movie become the comic side relief? I just want to know, how does that happen, and how does it work so well?
It's a very strict formula.
It happened with Spike and Buffy. It happened with Loki. It happened with Vegeta. It's like every bad guy becoming the comic relief, but also is like the greatest character who doesn't lose like what their end goal has always been, which is to be cool while also being a bad guy.
The guy had already done enough. You know what I'm saying? He already ended the Avengers, basically. Killed the king of Wakanda. What more is there to do? You go ahead and be a cool guy. And we accepted him for it. I mean, the guy had the dance moves. He had the money. He had great taste in music. He sat there and schooled Bucky Bucky on music. You know what I'm saying?
If anything, like after this, I think I'm really most excited to kind of see the chaos he ensues.
I think they're two sides of the same coin in a different way. Obviously, they both have the super soldier serum. Very hard 3 words to say together, but I did it. Thank you. No applause.
Oh, you're the Captain America. You're the Captain America of words.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
they nailed the presentation of John Walker and the conflict in his own mind. Whereas with Karli, I think they failed her as a villain, is because she sort of was built up as something that was going to be like, you know, she's doing the right thing in the wrong ways, similar to Zemo. But then they're just like, oh, we'll just let her kill some people. And then you're just like, I don't really care about her motivations anymore. And I don't care that Sam wants to save her.
The Flag Smashers were so, I get what they were trying to do. It was just so poorly executed with Karli like at that forefront of, you know, you got her at first and you understood, but then they realized, oh, she's still a bad guy and we have to do something to kind of get it. They wrote themselves into this corner, and it's like and really also to John Walker, while great, like they just didn't know. It's like halfway through, like, wait, who is the bad guy of this series? And then they're like, is racism the bad guy? Which it is, but then you're just like, oh, but we still need a bad guy that they can punch. And it's just that conflict of like, I feel like they fell in love with Karli, and then they fell in love with John Walker, and it like the same coin, different sides. It's like they just couldn't make up their mind, and then they went with the obvious foil of a John Walker, and Karli kind of just gets swept aside. And you just don't know her. You get her motivations, but I just found myself lost in the plotting mostly.
John Walker, the biggest jerk known to man, basically. I mean, I'm not going to speak on Karli because I was obviously a Karli fan for obvious reasons. John Walker, just from the jump, just had the wrong take on the Captain America thing. I mean, you have this wholesome being, Steve Rogers, who carried the franchise, the MCU for a while there. And then, boom, they give us this guy and a messed up helmet. And it was just a bunch of stuff. And he takes the death of his best friend, Lamar, and just ruins a lot of things.
That should have been Karli's arc as well. I don't know how I feel about them both having the same arc, but in that moment where John Walker has to decide, am I getting revenge or am I saving these people? Like, what is the mission? Karli should have had that moment somewhere in the series of, oh, I've gone too far. I need to like, she never gets till the very end. She is, I've got to do this. This is what I have to do.
Obviously, we're going to have a Captain America 4. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in here as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. You know, you have the power broker. She came back, Sharon Carter. and I'm confused at her motivations, but it's interesting that she's probably going to be involved with the Rhodey series that's coming out. I forgot its name.
Oh, you think that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so, for
I
sure.
see where we're going.
So there's a lot of implications, just like with WandaVision. There's a lot of implications on the future for Captain America, but also for the MCU Phase 4.
We're probably getting some Thunderbolt action soon. I mean, like, I think like that, and I don't know if that is tied into Captain America 4. I think that would be a weird place to start your kind of like franchise off like that. But we already had this groundwork laid here, so maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Michael, I'm still just stuck on what you said. We're questioning Sharon Carter's motive here. I think when Captain America, just makes out with you on the side of a highway and he just goes back in time just to be with your great, great, great aunt, of course you're going to go be mad at the world. Why wouldn't you? You went back through time and didn't get me pardoned for helping you, Steve Rogers? No, of course. She's upset at everyone.
We should put ourselves in her shoes. You're right, Ken, that we should really think about her motivation, and you're right.
Thank you. I mean, seriously, she's made Sam Captain America. She's helped him out there, and now she's just going to crumble him. It's going to happen. The downfall of Sam in Captain America 4. I'll call it. Book it.
I just want a flashback to Isaiah Bradley being Captain America unofficially.
Yes.
Because I think that would make a cool little series or a cool little cartoon or whatever.
Or a short. Man, I could see being a short.
Yeah, or a short. Yeah. Just something to give us just a look. It would add depth to his character. I mean, he already has depth already built into his character, but it's like, because it's based off of things that happened in actual real life. But yeah, that's it. Now we're ready for Loki.
Ready for that's going to be chaos.
Oh my gosh.
That is going to be chaos. That man, a legend.
He's a beautiful being, and I can't wait to see all the other versions of Loki.